Update 2.3, Hot Tracks is here. Just like every winter update, it's incredibly rushed and unfinished, just as expected. It's important to note that by Gaijin's normal update schedule, the next update is in March, meaning we're stuck with this one for about 3 months. What I was hoping for with this patch was some kind of fix to the naval damage models. Incredibly, it's actually gotten worse, with American anti-frag armor going back to being almost immune to all but the largest caliber HE shells. Stuff like the ammo detonation chances and crew layouts weren't fixed at all either. Considering these will be the new damage models for 3 months, it's going to be the absurdly fast time to kill meta for a while. For new ships, everything's about as expected. Von der Tann and HMS Invincible are the worst capital ships of their respective countries. Really, this was obvious from the beginning. World War I battle cruisers can't fill their strategic niche in War Thunder. They spawn directly in range of battleships, meaning that they can't avoid engagements with them like they're supposed to historically, and even if they could, like an enduring confrontation, the World War II cruisers would just outrun them instead. They're just worse battleships. At best, they're glass cannons with battleship-sized guns and none of the survivability that makes the battleships useful. The Pauk-class corvette is your average glass cannon coastal ship, killing everything that's unarmored quickly at close range, but dying about as fast. The Strela missiles aren't functional either. It's surprisingly viable at longer ranges with the automatic 76mm cannon, but it also runs out of ammo quickly. It's fun, but at the end of a long coastal tree that can be pretty difficult to get through quickly. Hull is about as bad as expected, with no buffs to the gun dispersion to make it usable. Italy still doesn't have good top tier ships, so it's still not worth buying. Wait for buffs to it, or for Italy to get dreadnoughts. If you still want to buy it, I'd encourage you to test drive it and take a few shots at the ships in the test range with the main guns, and see if that affects your decision. The last addition is IGN Hyuga, which Gaijin casually left out of the dev server or patch notes until the patch itself released. It's the first and only Super-Dreadnought in War Thunder, making it way stronger than anything it faces. Luckily, the magazines are relatively exposed, and Gaijin managed to somehow put the belt of it upside down, so it's not as tanky as might be expected. Really, we should have gotten this at the same time as the other equivalent ships. New York, Iron Duke, maybe even Bayern or Queen Elizabeth. But for the next 3 months, Japan gets their blatantly overpowered top ship with no direct competition, except maybe the Imperatrice Maria. There are also tons of bugs and crashes as expected, such as any A4 crashing causing everyone in the game to crash to desktop, or the map Ground Zero causing BSODs. Those two have received temporary fixes, but the fact the patch even launched in that state is concerning. It doesn't help that there's an event going on right now, which has put a lot more load on the servers and causes all the most overpowered vehicles to be spammed out constantly. Overall, this patch is very disappointing, about as much as the one that preceded it. Nothing has been done about the damage models, balance, compression, or unfinished and linear tech trees. All of the new additions are at the tops of their tech trees, and a lot of them perform very poorly, making them frustrating to play. All I can hope is for a mid-patch similar to 1.99's Regia Marina update that fixes some of these changes, or gets more countries competitive Super-Dreadnoughts, since right now, it looks like we're in for 3 more months of unbalanced pain. With how annoying War Thunder Naval is getting to play as of late, I'm considering some alternatives. I'd keep doing Naval and it would still be my primary focus, but I want to do some other things that are less frustrating, so I want to know what my audience wants to see. I could play some ground forces, but that does already get tons of coverage, and I don't know if I could do it any better than the other content creators do. There are some other games that I play, but I don't know how well they do as video content. Project Wingman, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition, SimCity 4, Hades, Payday 2, Chess. I'm not sure if any of these would work well for videos. If anyone has ideas for what games to play or video ideas, please leave them in the comments, as I'd like to see what you all think. Thank you for watching.